What's up, guys? I'm the Wrestlegamer. Welcome back to Let's Play Battleship Bishojo right here on the arcade. And as you guys can see, we have quite the welcoming image for this episode. Apparently, we found our way into the ship's medical bay, and yeah, that. Anyway, her uniform's slim skirt was clearly way too small for her huge, round butt, which was fiercely competing with her giant breast for the most sheer size. Oh. Let's enjoy the view. How can I not stare at a sight like this? If the entire ship was going to be populated with babes like this, I had to at least enjoy myself when I could. I decided to speak up after a bit, but I had a feeling that she knew I was there the whole time anyways, from the slight shift in her stance when I had entered the room. Also, whatever she was searching for in that cabinet couldn't possibly take that long to get. Well, hello there. The insanely curvy woman merely looked behind herself, pausing a moment to take a look at me, and then smiled and settled back down and turned to me. Why, hello there to you too. I assume you're the one we fished up last night? Her voice was light and airy, like a spring breeze. It relieved some of the leftover tension from before. I forced myself to look away from her bouncing bust and into her eyes. Guilty as charged, name's Daiki. And you are? So quick to the point, I like that. I go by Miyoko here. Had other names before, I presume? Well, you could say that. I'm not doing the giggle. Come in, come in. I really should give you a full examination. The guys in these visual novels, their lives are so unfair. I'll explain that later. But anyway. Hey, I ain't gonna deny free health coverage. Whoever said anything about it being free, hon? She winked after her words. Oh yeah, I liked her immediately. Much more personable than Katsu thus far. I walked over to the bench nearby and sat, a big dumb grin possibly plastered on my face. Then we go back to this image. I just watched as she sifted through the various medical equipment drawers and cupboards. All this time on the ship, and I still haven't gotten this room all together yet. Hey, I'd be more than willing to give you a hand with that sometime while I'm waiting. Oh, that's sweet of you, but waiting for what? I don't know. Next stop, I guess. Oh, you're so already decided that you wanted to join up, huh? From what I've seen so far on this ship, it's hard to deny that I am now somewhat invested in what's going on here. My, how bold. You haven't been here longer than a day, and you think you can handle what we do on this ship? Hey, I mean, you can all handle it, so I don't see why I can't. And what's that supposed to be? What's that supposed to be? She turned to me, needle in hand, maybe a loudmouth, but even I knew when to keep my mouth shut and spin my words to my advantage. I've served in the U.S. Navy for around 6 months. I think I can handle some pirate bounty hunting stuff. Her eyes narrowed slightly, but they swiftly switched into her previously cheery disposition. I suppose that's fair. It certainly took me time to get used to being on board a ship. Luckily, I had plenty of anti-nausea medicine with me before I boarded. Yeah, seasickness is a thing. It is a thing. You know, if you're rocking back and forth, it can't make a person nauseated, and next thing you know, bleh! And apparently my kid brothers here think it's funny. Oh yeah, so you were a nurse before you got on the ship? More of a town doctor. But that's a story for a different time. For now, stick out your arm, please. I gladly did what I was told, pretty much lost in her eyes by now. Man, were they captivating. It was almost as if they were drawing me in. Poke. Let's tough it out. My body tensed up in reaction. It felt as if lava was being pumped into my veins via the needle that she had poked into me. My back straightened and my head jolted forward, but I said nothing. If I couldn't handle something like this, then I don't know how I could call myself a sailor. My, you're a tough one, aren't you? This ain't nothing. My voice wavered a bit, but not so much to be unconvincing. She smiled. I like that. This stuff is just to ensure that you don't get any nasty diseases while we're out at sea. Now then, off with your shirt. No, go on, get that shirt off. I have to give you a full examination. Alright, shall I remove any other clothing for you in the meantime? Yoko replied with a devious smile. I'll let you know if that's necessary, hon, but don't you worry. Without a second thought, my shirt was off. I sat there for a moment, having no idea what to expect. Which was pretty dumb, considering that I had been to plenty of doctors before and gotten countless physicals done in the past. And that's all this was. Yet for some reason, every time she finished one of her activities, it was punctuated by a seductive giggle or sigh. Like, alright, you're taking my blood pressure, why do you giggle at that? Is my heartbeat so breathtaking to you? What's up with this woman? Of course, I kept all of these thoughts to myself as she did her work, throwing glances and grins at me every so often. I'm glad I was still in shape from all the military training, though I will admit, I had gained a few since the time off I had gotten before the whole almost drowning fiasco. You seem deep in thought. What's on your mind, sailor? Not much. Well, anyway, everything on you is normal, so no need to worry about any of that. Well, that's good, I suppose. The only problem I seem to have encountered... As I threw my shirt back on, she got closer, like really close. Her huge chest was pretty much squishing on me at this point. I just stared down at her as she looked up at me. Confident. Like what you see, huh? Well, at least I tried. The statement got a chuckle out of her, causing her to back up and shake her head. Nice try, hon. I appreciate the effort. I really do. But faux macho attitudes tend to not go over so well with me. She turned away, sauntering sexily to the other side of the office before holding a finger to her chin. Or do they? She giggled, tossing her hair a bit before pressing a hand against the wall. I'm sure we could have a good old time in here, but... Well, last thing I need is Katsu and my butt again throwing me overboard. Look, I get it, and I'm glad you're more than willing to have some fun on this ship, but... She pulled down on her collar teasingly, presenting her chest while looking over to the side nonchalantly before letting it snap back and looking me directly in the eyes. I'd rather have some different fun in the meantime. Until then, you should get out of here before Katsu catches us making out. But, we aren't. Just like that, she thrust me against the wall and put her face 2 inches away from mine. See where she's going with this. For the longest time, she just stared at me, her eyes piercing mine. I didn't even try to speak. After a bit, she let out a breathy sigh, patting me on the face. Now that's more like it. Now go on, I'll see you more later. She said the last word with a wink, pulling away and going back to whatever she needed to do in the cabinets. I gotta tell you, that was one heck of an examination. Not wanting to risk any more odd encounters, I did as I was told, the door swiftly shutting behind me. Alright, well, that happened. She'll either be very fun or very frustrating. Now, where to? Well, before we decide where to go, guys and gals, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode. If you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button like a champ. And if you guys want to see more of Battleship Bishojo right here in the arcade, you know the 2 ways you got to do it. You got to leg drop the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications so that way you guys never miss out on another one of my videos here on my channel. So with that being said, I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestlegamer, reminding all of you out there to stay awesome. Bye, guys!